Alright, and we should be live. So, welcome to The Corner, everybody. I'm joined by my fellow Alabaster Savages and our special guest. So, Terry's having a bit of trouble with his Aussie internet. But for now, I have...
Commie internet.
Yes, Aussie commies.
Brought to you by the Victorian government. Yes, I know he's not in Victoria. I have to say that every time.
I thought you were just talking about 19th century England.
Hey, that works, man.
I have Jack Gunsky,
Good evening, everyone.
Moonshock,
Garrett Heathen, you and me, man. You and me.
and our special guest, the next 6 minutes.
I had chicken nuggets tonight.
Yes, you did 6.
Did you have 6 of them?
No, I had many of them. And they were delicious.
And Terry Diamandis. Good day, mate.
I love
Alright.
emus.
Yes. Alright. So, how are you guys doing?
I hate stupid people. Well, that's a given now.
Well, then you came to the wrong place.
Oh, man.
I know I was-
Click.
I said on Twitter beforehand, we're having this discussion about like intelligence and entertainment, and we're about to read Medium articles.
Yeah.
I'm a walking conundrum. What can I say?
If you want to
Seek
boost...
not ye intelligence from Medium articles.
If you want to boost your faith in humanity, this isn't the right place.
So what you're saying is I'm going down the wrong rabbit hole, huh?
Yeah.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Shit. That's what they should have on the top of every Medium article.
Uh,
Disclaimer, abandon all hope.
now, 6, as our guest, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're wondering to yourself.
What's that?
You're wondering, are all white people white supremacists?
You you gringos with your excessive self-love. It's just I have to point it out. Everything is sexist, everything is racist, and I have to.
homophobic.
Everything is homophobic, everything's xenophobic.
And you
Yeah,
have
I
to
have
call it
to.
all out.
Holy shit, yeah.
You forgot
You know what?
you forgot transphobic?
Oh,
Oh.
transphobic. Yes, transphobic as well.
But I love Transformers. I loved that show as a kid.
They're no more than meets the eye.
Yeah, the robots in disguise.
Well, that does apply to trans, people too, so.
It's funny. I was thinking in my head, he's preparing the non sequitur into the first article. So what's this one going to be? And my first thought was, why are white people racist?
Hey, that would work though. Gender in disguise. Hey, see, that works too. See?
Feminists in their battle against the evil patriarchy.
Excellent.
Uh,
I'm sorry. Did we go off on a tangent there?
Alright. So, are all white people white supremacists?
Yes.
Black people need white people to be clear about whose side they are on, because we are afraid. Let me explain why. By Rebecca Stevens A.
So this is in fact a woman.
Yep.
As opposed to Rebecca Stevens F or Rebecca Stevens Q. Or,
I must ask, Frosted, is this person a professional lawyer?
I don't know. Why?
Because the lady on Twitter who was like, "What are coyotes anyway? Why is he referring to coyotes? They're animals."
This said it's a 4-minute read, but what caliber of intelligence are they catering to?
Well, let's find out. Oh, and hi, Terry.
Hello.
Don't worry, I did your introduction for you.
Yes.
I look forward to finding out what I said.
Yes. Alright. For many years, I was fine with my white friends, colleagues, and acquaintances simply inferring or even telling me they were non-racist. That was enough proof for me. I didn't need anything else, I believed them. But today, that is no longer enough.
Oh.
I am increasingly taken aback by the number of people who endorse racist and even white supremacist views and ideology. I realize that some people are in fact closet racist and white supremacists, hiding their real views on racism from the world. They are wolves in sheep's clothing.
And just as a reminder, not seeing race is racist. So that's the people we're dealing with.
Yeah. Today, with the likes of Trump, Putin, and Bolsonaro in power, alt-right groups are thriving, ever so emboldened by the political support they receive from the highest echelons of power. They are no longer hiding their racist views and activities. They've stepped up their recruiting efforts globally, which to me means that there is a large reservoir of people out there ready to join their ranks. This in itself is quite concerning. The world is on a slippery moral slope, edging slowly and slowly towards a place where white supremacists feel even more validated in their quest to exterminate all those that don't look like them.
Oh my god.
Hot.
Oh my
Damn.
god! Oh my god! That escalated quickly.
Well,
I'm eternally grateful that she was able to call attention to all this, because holy shit.
we've been found out,
Are
gentlemen.
going to be after my ass. 'Cause,
Yeah, we've been found out. We've been planning to exterminate them for a while now.
So what you're saying is that my title is now, it'll be like Moonshot, and then underneath in the italics it'll say Exterminator.
I think that this person seriously thinks that all of us here in this conversation right now are just secretly, we're in the back of our minds, we're not saying anything, but we're secretly thinking we should kill all the black people.
Well, it's not black people. It's anyone who doesn't look like us. And given that we all look different, we actually have to kill each other.
holy shit,
Yeah.
guys. Terry,
I'm sorry,
Moon, Jack, Frost, are you gonna kill me?
Six, I'm afraid we're gonna have to kill you.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
We are not going to kill you, but would you mind climbing into that wicker man over there?
Please.
Hold on to this
No,
torch for me.
Yeah.
Not the bees.
The bees, not the bees. Ah!
Oh my god.
Let's see. Don't tell me that it isn't impossible for us to go to that dark place.
Dark place, she's a racist.
Take a look at Nazi Germany and the Holocaust and you'll understand what I mean.
What's this Holocaust they keep speaking of? Never happened, right?
I don't know. I've never heard any comparisons to it online before.
I think they mean a Holocaust is what they're saying.
Oh, Holocaust means it costs nothing, right?
Yes,
the cost is
exactly.
hollow. Got
Yeah.
it.
That just means
It's
there's
like
a
one of
really
those-
good sale.
But
A sale on
Chocolate
ovens?
Easter bunnies that are hollow.
Is there a good sale on showers by chance?
We got a Holocaust of savings here at Walmart.
That's not funny.
Once a certain switch is flipped, human beings are capable of the worst atrocities. History has shown us this time and time again. And
Like
even
with Antifa.
no, that's an idea, Terry.
Do we have switches on our back? Like somebody's like, "Oh shit, this guy's switches are flipped the wrong way." Okay, you're fine now.
I would just
Someone
like
just did white supremacist to evil.
It's like an on-off switch. The batteries are bad. The batteries are bad.
this is the exact type of person who would talk about like only white people can be racist and black people can't be racist. So when they
Yeah.
say something like this, human beings are capable of the worst atrocities, what they're effectively saying is white people are capable of the worst atrocities because black people aren't capable of doing evil things.
Well, that kind of suggests that black people aren't people, which I fully agree. This person thinks they aren't.
Well, we don't want to go to that dark place, Terry. The dark place with all the darkies.
Come on.
Oh my gosh! You know, I once had the opportunity to go eat at Cracker Barrel, but when I walked into the building, holy shit! I saw all these white people, and their switches were all turned on to supremacist. So
And then they
I
saw
just
you
backed
and
out of
they
the
said-
building.
They
Yeah.
saw you,
Slow.
Heads turned and they said, "Get out now."
Get out.
Like, we don't take kindly to your people here.
Make a run for the border.
Taco Bell's 2 doors down, buddy.
They said your days are numbered, Rodrigo.
That's right.
I hope I didn't accidentally dox you there.
No.
Rodrigo. We all know it's Jose Guadalupe Rodriguez. Come on.
Yeah. And even now, in today's world, atrocious genocides are being committed while some of the world's most powerful leaders turn a blind eye. I ask my
That is ableist.
yeah,
Yeah.
I ask my white friends to be clear about where they stand with regards to racism because I am afraid. I fear for my life and the lives of my brown children when I read and see reports about the actions of these abhorrent white supremacy groups.
Do you need an adjective to describe your children? My brown children. They're just fucking children. Shut up and just never mind.
My favorite thing is when people use their own insanity as evidence of how bad things are getting.
What was this author's name again? Was it like Vanessa something or?
Rebecca Stevens A.
That's cultural
Rebecca
appropriation. She has a completely white name. How dare her?
Because I
That's
was
cultural
thinking,
appropriation.
I think her name's gonna kill her brown children.
I like you're a funny girl. I'm gonna kill you last.
Oh, gee.
I like it. I like your name. I'm gonna kill you last.
Oh my god.
No, but it's such a because she's basically saying, I am insane. I am absolutely insane, and because I am insane, then the rest of the world is at fault.
Yeah, because everybody's got to be as crazy as I am.
Yeah, I couldn't possibly be the insane one.
Everyone's a murderer who's out to get me, and I know this because I live in a concrete box.
Yes, and it's like every white person that's born is like, you are now a murderer. Congratulations, you just came out of the womb.
Of course I'm covered in invisible roaches right now. Why else would I be itching myself? Some people tell me that I am wrong to be so afraid. They say that white supremacy will never be legitimized in the societies in which we live today.
Well, traditional white supremacy won't. The kind of nonsense they think of as white supremacy actually is normal.
But how am I...
White supremacy, where everyone is equal.
Yep.
It's disagreement with me supremacy is I think what she really wants to be calling this. Oh, but I'm mansplaining again. Sorry.
Yes,
Sorry.
and every white person wants to make their own country and call it Supremia. That way white, because we're just such great people and we're such awful people to everybody else. We just have to have our own country. Just call it Supremia. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Can we adopt Diana Ross so we can be Diana Ross on the Supremes?
Yes.
Shut up.
Do not shut up. That was fun.
That was very funny. Thank you.
But how am I expected to believe that when I see that these groups are growing by the day? How am I to believe this when the most important leader of the free world, President Trump, tells them to stand back and stand by?
Huh?
The Proud Boys are not white supremacists.
Uh,
As evidenced by the fact that their leader is black.
Or the poor boys, as Joe Biden calls them.
That's
Not just
exact
not just black, but a black beaner.
Yeah.
He can say that, YouTube. He is a beaner.
Yes.
I am certified. I am certified beaner. I'm full of beans.
But are you
can't-
majority or are you just a part?
I am half beaner.
I would just like to remind everybody that we live in a day and age where you are not considered to be crazy if you accuse someone of being a black white supremacist.
Yep.
Or a Jewish Nazi.
Or a Jewish Nazi. That's right. You can be a Jewish Nazi. You can be a black white supremacist. Things don't really have meaning anymore. So, this person can be... basically all of Medium can be boiled down to words don't have meaning anymore.
That's exactly what a racist gringo would say.
All of Medium can be boiled down to pregnant Goku.
Yes. How am I supposed to believe this when the number of hate crimes in the world is rapidly rising? Just last year alone, Muslims were killed in a mosque in Christchurch, New Zealand. Mexicans at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, and in 2018, Jews at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, were murdered by members of white supremacy groups. These tragic incidents are but a few examples of how white supremacists are becoming more and more violent and gaining more and more ground. So yes, I am afraid. I am very afraid.
Are we factoring in the fact that black people do more crime on average than any other racial
I
group?
know. At first, she was afraid. She was petrified.
She didn't know how she could live with anybody without the side or side. So,
She will survive.
yeah, she will survive.
Yeah, but after spending so many nights thinking how white people did her wrong, she grew strong.
She learned how to get along, and now you're back.
In her safe space.
She should have locked that lock and thrown away that key.
She will survive. She will survive.
Then she screams, "Oh no, not me!"
In the wake of George Floyd's murder, several companies like LinkedIn, Cisco Systems, and others held internal events to discuss the issues of diversity and racism.
Stop. How do you think these discussions go anyway? They're like, all right, everybody, we're here to discuss murder. We're here to discuss diversity and racism because all those three go together, right? Right. Yeah. Now, Bob, you're white, so you're gonna have to leave. He's over there.
All right.
And Jim Bob, you're a hick, so you're absolutely racist. So you need to go and sit in the corner. No pun intended. And Leroy, you're fine. You're fine. You stay right here.
Everyone who was pro-murder, raise your hands.
Good night, baby.
What'd you say, Terry?
And I said, and Peter, you're going to have to go unless you change your name to Pedro.
Well, my last name's Goldberg.
Then we have a shower for you. We'll go over here.
Employees were asked to submit their questions on the topics via anonymous chat rooms and online platforms. Companies wanted to provide a safe space for employees to express themselves and ask uncomfortable questions about racism. Instead, several employees used these anonymous platforms to make vile, racist, and white supremacist remarks.
Heavens no.
I don't suppose one of them asked for evidence of anything, did they?
That was one of the white supremacist remarks, yes.
Yeah.
So these safe spaces, are these employees putting up like plexiglass walls now because they need safe spaces from COVID? So it's like, hey, I go to work. This is my safe space. You can't touch me. You can't come in here because you might give me a disease.
But the safe space led to racism.
Oh yes, and don't forget that coronavirus is racist for some reason.
Yeah.
Everything is.
And we have to point it all out.
Ooh.
What this showed so many black employees is that yes, racists and white supremacists live among us.
I thought they were mutually exclusive just a minute ago.
All right.
Now they're separating them? Wow, this woman is a genius.
All right, I love this part because if you thought she was melodramatic before, they can be your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors, the shopkeeper at the corner store, the bus driver, or even your university professor.
Preach, sister. Preach, sister. All these crackers are sus.
I would just like to remind our audience that Donald Trump is the candidate who spreads irrational panic amongst the people.
Yeah.
And Democrats never fearmonger.
Yes.
Democrats never fearmonger, ever. How dare you even suggest that, sir? You're gross.
And no, Mr. Dax, I am not sus.
The real life Among Us has begun.
There is a sus among us.
Homophobic slur. So you have to kick Mr. Dax out of chat.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the racist version of Among Us. It's a whole bunch of people, and then occasionally one of them will shout a racist slur at someone else. Who was it?
Kids,
Words are violence.
We walk alongside them on a daily basis. They're in our midst. And when I think that all they want to do is kill black people like me, then yes, I think I have every reason to be afraid.
So every single white person in this woman's opinion is racist and wants to kill her.
Yes, every single white person is a potential murderer in her eyes.
Oh, you damn honkies. I knew it. I knew it.
And we are the racist ones. Sorry.
in her defense, I didn't before, but having listened to this article, I do in fact want to kill her.
Disavow.
In Minecraft, yeah.
Terry's a convert. Got it.
Verbally.
Oh, you damn honkies and your mayonnaise sandwiches and your fucking Shastas and
Oh, what's a Shasta?
Isn't that a soda?
It's a kind of soda, yes.
And
it's a stereotype I just made up on the fly to disparage
and your sock hops
honky
and your
cracker people.
23 skidoo and your
Hey,
Your
I don't know
fucking
about
Lincoln
you.
logs.
I like me some Ritz crackers, so I don't. Shut up. Maybe that's why they call me a cracker, because I love them crackers.
You fucking free pants. What the fuck?
That butter and crack, yummy butter salt.
Holy-
taste.
Holy cow! It actually is a soda. How did I remember that?
I don't know.
You never knew,
Well,
man.
We found out who the
How
whitest
did
one
you-
here is.
Jack, you're
Jack,
fired.
how did you know that it was how?
You're fired.
You honky cracker.
We found the
You
racist.
Honky cracker. Bio.
Obviously.
Yep.
It was
You're the
me all
honkiest
along.
cracker that could ever cracker you.
The honkiest cracker.
I'm a honky cracker. When you bite down, it doesn't crunch. It goes.
Simone Gringo.
It honks like Harpo's horn, yeah.
2 hard-boiled eggs.
I see through your lies.
Every time you take a bite of a cracker, a black man gets the whip.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Good
Don't drink the
God.
Shasta. It's the second Holocaust.
Wonderful lives matter. Many people, white, black, and brown, don't like to talk about racism. It makes them uncomfortable, and I understand that. But in the current environment, these conversations are going to have to be had because black people cannot always tell who our white allies are. There are
Well,
way
we all know white allies. She just said that they all want to kill her.
Yeah.
No, it's not that all of them want to kill them. It's that any of them could want to kill them.
God.
There are way too many closet racists and white supremacists out there. We need to be sure who is on our side. Okay, now I'm just picturing her doing the blood test from The Thing. Where she samples all white people's blood and, like, puts a hot wire into them.
Freaking Donald Sutherland at the end of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh, God. So I should go back into the closet with Richard Simmons because I'm a closet racist.
Shit.
It's like, hey, what are you doing in here?
Sunburst is a beard, confirmed.
Shut up. She went to bed.
I'm waiting for the faraway laugh.
No, she actually went to bed, so she won't be laughing in the background. It would be nice.
And then you hear,
No, she's definitely asleep or get on the way to there. Anyway, enough about my wife.
So,
Enough about my wife. Let's move on.
alright, this one's almost done. Alright, so yes, while it might seem like an uncomfortable exercise, it is something that any white person with black friends should do. Have that honest and candid conversation. Ask uncomfortable questions. Explicitly condemn racism. And ask your black friends how you can help in the fight against racism. It's
This is a tactical mistake because it is a lot easier to not have black friends than to do any of that.
so like, does she expect white people with black friends to just say, "Hey, just so you know, I don't want to kill you"?
She's, her overestimation of zeal is quite glaring.
I thought that white supremacists could lie about these sorts of things. That white supremacists didn't want to talk about how racist they were. So talking to them theoretically wouldn't yield any useful information.
Well, she's got to come up. She's got to come up
closet.
with.
How can you tell if he's white?
She's got to come up with some kind of test. Like they don't have a reflection in a mirror or something.
Oh, there you go.
It's not.
Why are you so afraid of walking underneath that tree with the low branches?
Racist.
To all my black friends, I don't want to kill you, but don't make me put that in writing because I won't.
It's not
To
enough.
all my black friends, you know what you did.
It's not enough to be silently non-racist anymore, and it's not enough to witness racism and not take a stance anymore. If the white supremacists are preparing for a race war like they say they are, white people are going to need to choose which side they'll be on. Thanks for reading. Thanks for
She chose what side she's on, didn't she?
That's her mulligan. Come on, everybody, give her a chance. That's her mulligan.
Thanks for reading my perspective.
Okay, thanks for reading my perspective. Bitch, this was nothing but a fucking rant about hating white people, and we all want to kill her for some God knows what reason.
I don't know, Moonshack. I got this overwhelming desire to kill Whitey now, and I thank her for that because all you gringo hockey cracker snackies. Oh.
She has awakened you to this broader perspective.
She has.
Are you woke now, Snakes?
She has awakened my latent POC genes that have now kicked in, and my awareness of all the white supremacy around us.
So now whenever you say Latino, you'll say Latino instead of Latino, because
shit. I'm going full Latinx. I'm going full Latinx.
Wokeness is like the X-Men gene that like kicks in at puberty or something.
I'm gonna say Latinx just to spite all you honky motherfuckers.
Yeah, what I love is that she says black and browns and all that kind of shit. Dude, where do the Asians fit in here? I don't see any yellows. Are Asians somehow being left out because nobody likes Asians?
Can we put an X at the end of honky? Be like honks.
Honks.
Well, we've already established what the Asian X one is, so
honks. Hashtag honks.
We could just extend it a little bit and call it honky tonks.
I like honks.
I like honks better. Honks is better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hashtag.
So all the woke white people are now considered honks.
Honks.
Hashtag honks.
Honks. Honks if you love Whitey.
And we need the clown the clown horn too.
Yep.
Mr.
Right.
X says we're cracks.
All right. Now it's time for the first game. Now, I don't know if you've watched the show before, Six.
Cracksters.
Lay it on me. What's the first game?
All right. First game is the horseshoe game. This is where we look at two forum posts, one from a black separatist website and one from Stormfront, and you have to guess which is which.
Oh, okay.
Does he know what Stormfront is?
I do know what Stormfront is.
Do you have an account with Stormfront?
I'm a person of color that looks out for all the white supremacy out there. So
I
know what Stormfront is.
Are you a card-carrying member of Stormfront?
Yeah, we already discovered that Scribe is. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you secretly want to kill yourself?
Oh my gosh.
Only the Mexican half, though.
I hate half of myself. God damn it!
I cringe every time I pass a Taco Bell because I desperately want to go in, but I feel ashamed.
It's like the Two-Face origin story. All right, so I'm gonna give two quotes, A and B. All right, so A, there are so many of them from all over the world calling themselves "quote unquote" Americans. They're fucking blank, and they're meaner than shit. I have to blank out some words, not so it doesn't give away the answer. And quote B, the only creatures we must see as humans are our people, and this include all human beings who are not anti-blank, which is not limited only to blank people, and are actually against these anti-blank subhumans.
Jesus.
Okay, so I got to guess which is.
I guess which is Stormfront, to make it simpler.
I want to say that A is Stormfront and B is not.
I'm gonna have to agree. I will say A is Stormfront and B is Black Separatist.
See, I learned my lesson from last week. I'm going to say B is the Black Separatist, and I don't know if A is also.
He's gonna throw us another ringer.
I don't. Well, hold on, Frosted. Is one of these, is one of these actually from Stormfront, and is one of these actually from a Black Separatist?
Or you
Don't
fucking
spoil
once
again.
again.
Don't spoil again.
Yeah, you'll have to find out.
Oh, great. Okay, then I'm gonna guess they're both from Stormfront.
Alright, so let's see, I'll just go down the line. Which one did you say, Moon?
I said A is Stormfront and B is Black Separatist.
Alright, Jack?
Both are Stormfront.
Terry?
B is Black Separatist.
And Six?
I thought that A was going to be Stormfront and B was, I guess, Black Separatist or not Stormfront.
Alright, and the answer is...
A and B are both from Frosted Glass.
Damn it! I knew it. I knew it.
B is Stormfront.
You're always after me. Lucky
Heber Dam was
tacos.
correct. Good job, Heber Dam.
Just trying to remove the sensors here. Alright, well, I don't remember what they are. Alright, so the first one is, there are so many of them from all over the world calling themselves quote-unquote Americans. They're fucking Europeans, and they're meaner than shit. And the only creatures we must see as humans are our people, and this include all human beings who are not anti-white, which is not limited only to white people, and are actually against these anti-white subhumans.
See, I thought that those on the right hand side, I thought those were all like all those covered were black instead of white, but because they almost look exactly like they have the same width. So I'm like, ooh, that's gonna be a toss up between white and black.
Well, I thought it was like anti-racist, like and that's why I thought it was the Black Separatist. Like I didn't think it was white or black. I thought it was anti-racist, and that would have been the giveaway.
See, I had an inkling that A was going to be the Black Separatist because the word is so long, and I was thinking if you're going to shout a racial epithet about a black person, it's going to be a lot shorter than that.
That's clever. That's clever thinking.
Yeah.
Jack, Mr. Dak says they're both from Quippers United.
Oh, they're all in the
And there was one quote I found that like I really want to use, but unfortunately it's too obvious, which one it is. So I'll just make an honorable mention. One of the ones I saw in Stormfront was simply, "Bring it, Chimpy."
Oh my god!
Christ.
Well,
That-
I can say I'm pretty well screwed if I cannot if I associate the quote of a black separatist to that of being Stormfront and not actually knowing the actual Stormfront, that kind of screws me over, because then I'm vulnerable to Stormfront if I cannot correctly identify them.
Yeah, now
I've let you down, Anita. I've let you down.
now how will you know all the white supremacists in your midst? All right.
When it is too late and they've taken all me lucky tacos.
All right. And now it's time for the second article, which is 7 racist slurs which you should drop from your vocabulary.
Oh boy.
As long as I don't stop saying nigger.
Whoa.
Well-
And Terry comes out of the gates flying.
Wow. You
well-
came out swinging there, bro.
I mean, that word isn't on the list, to be fair.
Oh, and this
So
was
it,
drafted up by an Indian person, and that's Dot, not Feather.
okay, well, before we start, I think we should all take a guess at the most innocuous thing that's on this list.
All right.
Gypsy's on there. Gotta be.
Well,
That's
how-
a good guess.
how about I'll read the word and you guys can guess at why it's wrong or
Okay, fair
offensive.
enough. Go for it.
All right. So the first word, cakewalk.
Say what?
Well, because cakes are white.
No,
Not all of them.
It's ableist. It's ableist because they're assuming that the cake is not handy capable.
I'm going to say it's something to do with slavery. I don't know how, but I'm going to guess it's a slave thing.
Good point. It probably originated during the 1700s or some shit.
I know
Like,
why.
oh, cakewalk is what the racists did. when...
I know.
I know
It's-
why.
It has to do with minstrelsism because
No.
you win cakes when you play musical chairs,
No,
and
see,
the music that they originally played for musical chairs was, of course,
when it comes to cakes, devil's food is the brown one, and angel food is always the white one.
good one.
There you go.
Okay. I can. kinda
What's in
see
a
that.
cake? Color.
Cake, like Caucasian.
Caucasian.
All right. So, cakewalk is a word very commonly used to describe a task that is extremely easy to perform. However, this word has a dark and completely antithetical connotation. The cakewalk was the name of a pre-Civil War dance originally performed by slave people on the plantations.
And who the fuck would ever remember this?
Boom!
The dance was often adjudicated by the owners, who would be mocking the subaltern communities as they performed the task in chains. The winner of the contest was given a cake, and hence the name. Strange enough, in certain instances, the dance was also performed during the auctions of the slave people, where it was used to indicate their value to the bidders.
And now, here's a little bit of education. Subaltern means a person who is lower in position or rank, a subordinate.
So,
DJ, drop the needle.
So it's the same record over and over again. Here is a word that is totally and utterly divorced of its original meaning from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but let's bring it back because reasons.
Because this person wants to look virtuous and get rid of some stupid epithet that was used hundreds of years ago that nobody would ever see the relationship now.
The word alludes to some of the darkest times for the African American communities, and calling their
Dark, she's a racist. So,
ordeal easy is extremely insensitive. Through macabre transmutations, the word has survived in art dictionaries, and it is high time that we eliminate it altogether.
Can we do a find? Can we do a find and replace of African American to just black?
If she wants to redefine the word, it's not going to be a cakewalk for her.
Wah, wah.
It's gonna be a pie. It'll be a pie walk instead.
Yeah.
Alright, and word number 2.
Oh, a brownie walk.
Word number 2 is Eskimo.
What?
well, that
Okay, here's the thing about Eskimo is that it was not actually the name of the people that that it was attributed to. Eskimo was actually an adjective for a flesh eater that was given to them by the people that would ask, what's this word that you have for what you're doing there, and that's what became the name of Eskimos. They're actually Inuit, of course.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's simpler than that. I think the correct term is Inuit, so referring to them as Eskimos is racist because that's not what they want to be called.
No. It's because Inuit pie doesn't sound as good as Eskimo pie.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
sound nearly
true.
as tasty.
Can I? Eskimo sounds like a more fun word than Inuit. Inuit sounds like people who live like in squalor or something like that. Eskimo sounds fun and happy.
Plus,
It's
Inuit.
the middle of the summer, and you've got a hankering for something cold and sweet. You go to your ice box and you're searching around, and you're looking for Inuit pies.
No
It
people.
doesn't have the same ring.
Plus, Inuit sounds like idiot. So
I think-
Knock it off.
I hit my head, and now the smell of summer's hot, and I want some cold and tasty.
I feel
and
like
that one of them idiot pies.
I feel like Inuit pie would have like some obscure fish inside of it.
It does sound like sort of like some kind of a meat pie, doesn't it?
I think I got the rainbow trout this time.
So, is Jack saying that Inuit pies smell like fish?
Oh,
All right.
I still like what Mr. Dak said. Snow people.
so what's the real reason there, Frosty?
Yes.
This term is a drastic oversimplification, which the medieval European navigators used for huge swaths of different Native American nations living in the Arctic regions. Under this umbrella term, the distinct identity of the people was fused together into an arbitrary collective noun. Linguists believe that the word came from the French word esquimaux. I don't know. It probably means surrender. I don't know. Referring.
Sounds very French, yeah.
Referring.
And by the way, MAUX, the X is silent, so it would be Eskimo or Eskimo. Sorry.
Dak, shut up.
Well, they shouldn't
Or
put.
Eskimo. Sorry.
Well, they shouldn't put an X in it. All right.
Yes, it's Eskimaux, okay?
Referring to one who nets snowshoes. The Alaska natives have petitioned for the use of Inuit over Eskimo to refer to them. Over the years, our media is fraught with a plethora of references that perpetuate this misnomer. Getting rid of this slur from our language allows for a more culturally inclusive discourse.
I liked my explanation better. It was more metal.
I like how this person underlines and bolds it doesn't bold. Underlines words for emphasis. Getting rid of this slur from my language.
I feel like I owe this guy like $1.50 for all the 25-cent words he used in that paragraph.
Yeah. But by the way, it's kind of funny because in all of that, this person did not refer to any sort of derogatory context as to how Eskimo is actually a mean word in any way.
Hey, do you want to be known as someone who makes snowshoes?
We don't all make snowshoes.
Hey, they make a killing in winter, okay? Oh, wait, I shouldn't say that either.
Yeah, like, it's not insulting, it's just a name that, like, Europeans gave them.
It was like, hey, here are a whole bunch of people. We don't speak their language, so how do we describe them? Well, they wear snowshoes. Great. So we'll call them the snowshoe people.
Yeah, the Esquimaux.
We also have attorneys. We don't all make snowshoes.
The makers of Cheerios got pissed because the Eskimos wanted their own kind of cereal. Just call it the Eskimos, and they wanted to frost it. So they're like, I don't know, Cheerios versus Eskimos? That just doesn't sound right.
Well, Esquimaux already has an X at the end of it, so it's more inclusive.
Yes.
X's and O's.
Yeah. All right, and the next word, nitty gritty.
Stop. You know what? I doubt it's going to be there, but I'm forecasting that we're going to hear the words honky dory as well.
Okay. Nitty-gritty, what?
Obviously, this is an NI thing. So it starts with NI, and then the person is gonna be like, "Oh, well, naturally, it's going to say nigger." No, it's
God.
I think it harkens back to an age when the people of color were forced to eat the grain that fell onto the ground and thus became all sandy. And whenever they made their bread, it was gritty to the palate.
I've got it. See, it's suggesting that black people have dirty hair and there's a lot of nits in their hair. That's why it's all nitty and gritty.
I see.
It's dirty hair from the black people. That's my guess.
They had a lot of lice eggs.
Isn't knit a derogatory term for a black person?
It can be
Well,
from now on if you want.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had a revelation. Nitpickers are all in the cotton fields.
Oh.
All right.
50% of you is racist now.
It's my racist genes are coming out now.
The expression is used to imply an examination of the basic facts of the situation. It originated to refer to the bottom portions of the ship used to transit the enslaved people across the Atlantic.
Oh my fucking god.
You mean the same people that were sold by their fellow black folks?
Take back.
Some
You're
scholars
going to Twitter prison.
Some scholars believe that the term was also used as a euphemism for the N-word at the beginning of
There
the
you go.
previous centuries.
Yep.
Recently, Sky Sports has banned the use of this word by its commentators in order to maintain political correctness. As
So wait, we're gonna ban a word because of what some scholars believe. I can get some scholars to say just about anything.
Some scholars believe that the moon is actually made of green cheese.
I will deny that because I have no green and no cheese in me. Thank you.
And some scholars probably believe that Shakespeare was black.
Well, why don't we just get down to the nitty gritty here, guys? Oh, sorry.
Some scholars believe that Shakespeare was actually made of green cheese.
it's not true that we never landed on Shakespeare.
It's not true. We made it up.
As
All right, I made it up.
As global citizens, we should be cognizant of the slanderous history behind this phrase and steer clear of it.
Slanderous? What? I don't understand how is this slander? What are we saying about black people when we say it?
Well, she checked her thesaurus for negative adjectives, and she found slanderous.
And while she was doing that, she looked at other words like cognizant. Wow, because that's the second time they've used that word. Not a whole lot of people use it.
Yeah. Alright, this next one is a little easier.
Nigger? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys.
Master bedroom.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Master bedroom.
Is that because
Okay.
because every family's got nothing but black kids and the parents live in the master bedroom, right?
Yep.
yeah.
Well, no,
Well,
It's because the slaves lived in the slave house and the master lived in the master bedroom.
The largest
he didn't live there. He slept there.
Yeah.
He lived in other parts of the house as well as the outside as well.
The largest room in a house is called the master bedroom. However, the phrase is loaded with heavy colonial baggage.
Ooh.
Though its origins are contested, the phrase most likely emerged from Dutch architecture in the 20th century colonies. Inside the large colonial states, a feudal hierarchy was maintained to run the affairs. Different roles were maintained with a strong sense of segregation, with only the upper echelons of staff allowed access to certain parts of the house. Furthermore, the terminology leaves independent women out of home ownership by not having room for a mistress bedroom.
Oh god.
Misogynist.
Oh my god! Just jerk yourself off even more. Why don't you?
It's a patriarchy bedroom.
Hey, I would be more than happy to have a mistress bedroom in my house.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Leave it to this person not to look for every single ism they can in every single innocuous term. Jesus Christ.
The master bedroom represented a beacon of exclusion because it disbarred entry to people of color. Somehow, this sort of class-based pejorative stuck in our vocabulary and continues to feature in our written work. Even the most prized novels of our times include such a classification in their descriptions. In fact, recently, as an aftermath of the BLM protests, the National Association of Home Builders has opted to replace the phrase with primary bedroom.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. You guys are
What?
That's
What?
anti-Decepticon.
Why can't these dipshits just get over themselves already? Just get over yourself. You are not the central focus of everything in the universe. Do you understand that? Do you understand that when we generally talk to each other, we're not speaking in some sort of coded language to try and oppress you? You're just being a fucking egocentric little dipshit, that's all.
Well, we have to speak in coded language so we can stay as closeted white supremacists, remember?
Yeah.
So oh my gosh, it's like all my tinfoil hat conspiracies are being confirmed right in front of my face. You guys are just telling me everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Can we hurry this along? I haven't killed any black people today, and I really would like to get back to it.
Well, the thing is, here's some more education for you guys. According to Merriam-Webster, primary also means of first rank of importance or value.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Da-da-da-da. Wah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, guys.
Yeah.
You white honky cracker lackers.
Honks.
Well,
Honks. You honks.
Hashtag honks. No, see, why don't they just do what a lot of plans that I've seen? They actually do bedroom 1, bedroom 2, bedroom 3. There's no such thing as a master anymore. 'Cause we're all on the same level.
All right. Next word. Spirit animal.
Native
Oh,
American.
Yep.
Native Americans can be pissed because they love using that term.
Hey, I'm well, not Native American. Native Mexican is and you people are appropriating my culture, son of a bitch.
Native a Mexican.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Native.
It's gonna be a cultural appropriation gripe.
Yeah,
Next, you guys are going to say Quetzalcoatl is your spirit animal, and I'll be deeply offended as I bite into my. I'm shocked.
It's very shocking.
yeah. This one's a little more straightforward. In common parlance, we use a spirit animal to refer to something that we identify with. This phrase is a form of cultural appropriation that diminishes the true cultural significance of spirit animals. Some Native American tribes believe in spirit animals or totems, which are sacrosanct spirits that guide and protect them.
See, I just thought of a better angle they could have taken. Spirit animal suggests that Native Americans get drunk all the time.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I'm drinking bourbon right now. You racist.
So, if we can't refer to their religion, does that mean they can't talk about, commonly white religions?
Oh no, Catholicism is white people religion, and white people, you can't be racist to white people, so you can do
Fuck
whatever
you,
you want.
white boy. I love my fire water.
So is spirit animal homologous to a what do they call them in fucking Harry Potter? The fucking things that scare away the big.
Oh, the what do you call those?
Cops?
Patronus. There you
Patronus.
go. I had it right on the tip of my tongue. It just kind of poof.
Pour me a glass of
Moonshot.
Patronus.
Moonshot had a poof on the tip of his tongue.
I had a spirit animal moment.
Oh,
Not poof.
What was the term Terry used the other day?
Pommy poofs. The snack
Pommy
food.
poofs.
The snack food, yeah.
my ancestors
just keep-
looked down upon me in shame.
Just keep those pommy poofs away from my burger rings.
Oh, dear.
In their worldview, these signs have a religious significance. Using this phrase loosely constitutes enormous disrespect towards their sentiments. Often, online quizzes relegate the duty of assigning spirit animals, which was initially conducted by the most venerated of native priests and elders. Such a diminution is extremely offensive to the indigenous tribes, and we should be mindful of it.
Diminution?
Evolution.
I
I don't know about that,
What kind
but
of
they
word?
always keep putting me in Slytherin house.
All right.
Maybe your spirit animal is a snake.
Now this next one isn't quite as straightforward.
That's homophobic.
Is it honks?
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Oh,
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
He was
Well,
a bear.
Well, hold
And,
on, hold on. He had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy, was he?
What?
I have no idea how this correlates to racism.
Let me guess. It has something to do with African American. How should I say? Hair.
I think it's black hair, black people hair.
Oh, yep. And it has to do with touching black people's hair because their hair feels fuzzy.
There you
I
go.
don't want to touch anybody's hair.
No, me neither.
That's just gross.
Yes,
What
it
the,
is.
what the fuck's wrong with people?
It's like
Alright.
petting a sponge.
I desperately want to touch your hair. Back off, freak.
Now, permeating through our conversations as a word for endearment, this expression has a dark past. This was originally a derogatory term used by 19th century British colonial soldiers for the members of an East African nomadic tribe, the Hadendoa. It was a reference to a phenotype of curly hair found within the community.
There you go. Hair. You're right.
There are instances where this phrase was applied to the African communities in general, where it's a cultural norm to keep long hair. Rudyard Kipling also uses this phrase as the title of his controversial poem, which looks at the bravery of the Hadendoa people from a white gaze. We often look out for homophonic two words to churn out. The freaking $10 words here. Epigrammatic and engaging speech. However, during this search, it is important to remember that this expression is no-go territory.
Well, now I know where all the fucking coins went. This motherfucker here with all his 25-cent words.
If anybody would like to touch my hair, that's cash only.
Okay, now first of all, this guy needs to shut the fuck up because this was 200 years ago that this motherfucker's talking about. Nobody in the 21st century is going to link these two things. Nobody's going to care. Fuzzy Wuzzy is always some kind of it's this happy kid thing that you hear, or a childish term. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God, you said Fuzzy Wuzzy? You motherfucking racist.
Also, how often do people use the term Fuzzy Wuzzy in common conversation?
I haven't heard that in fucking years.
Almost
Also,
never.
I bet you this person never actually read the Rudy Kipling's poem there. I bet you that they just they were researching this word online and then found somebody else had made the association, and that's how they came up with it themselves. I don't think this person reads jack shit about poetry.
Most people don't obsess over this kind of shit. It's only the weirdos, that live in the outskirts of humanity actually give a shit about any of this. And they try to give everybody else a hard time for their own little pet obsessions about race or gender or class or whatever the fuck.
And I'd just like to take this opportunity to say, if you do like gay poetry shit, check out Jack Gunsky's channel. It's just full of that stuff.
Now,
That's right. I have lots of gay poetry shit on my channel.
If anybody
Check it out.
wants to see a picture of a Fuzzy Wuzzy example, click the link I just put in there. It will open up a new tab, so you won't lose the stream.
Is it going to be that meme of like the white girl on the couch surrounded by 5 black guys?
No, it actually shows this Hadendoa Beja nomad, and it actually has this ghetto-looking hair that's going all over the place. That you're like, ooh, supposedly everybody wants to touch it. No, nobody gives a fuck.
You're starting to sound
Jack.
muffled, Moon.
Oh, sorry about that. That might have been my mic here.
It must have been all the Fuzzy Wuzzy around it.
Yeah,
YouTube does not endorse your channel because if I tried to put hashtag gay poetry shit and it wouldn't let me post it.
Let me give it a try. I'm curious now. Yay, poetry, shit.
How's that?
Nope.
Is that better?
So your channel is officially in the bad books of YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Jack Gunsky, are they shadow banning you?
I'll believe it when I get banned.
All right.
Damn, you're up there with PewDiePie now.
So I haven't been keeping count, so I'm not sure if this is the last word or not. But all right, the next word is hip hip hooray.
I
Appropriation.
want to punch this guy. Seriously.
I get it. It's sort of an anti-Japanese tone because it may be a euphemism instead of hip hip. It may
Right.
actually have been a replacement for nip nip hooray.
I reckon black women have wider hips, so hip hip is
Yeah.
calling
Ooh.
attention.
I'm getting on that side with you, Terry. I think that's where it's going to go.
I think that it has some sort of obscure connection with black racism or racism towards black people that nobody has thought about for the last 100 years until they wrote some random shit down on Wikipedia, which is where this guy probably referenced from. And that's where the meaning supposedly originates from, according to 3 scholars who nobody gives a shit about. And that makes it racist all of a sudden, even though it's been
Jack.
used differently for the last few hundred years.
All right.
Well, Jack, you know, I love big butts.
And you cannot
You know,
lie.
I can't lie.
You
Yeah,
other
that's
brothers
fine.
wonder why.
All right. So to be fair, there was no way that you guys were going to be able to guess this one. All right. So, yes, even this seemingly infantile cheer has a dark origin behind it. Today, we commonly use it in fiction to reflect some jubilant or congratulatory emotion. However, it has a deeply anti-Semitic history.
Oh, fuck.
The cry has its origins in the Latin phrase Hierusalima est perdita, which means Jerusalem has fallen.
Oh my god.
The
How
chant,
the fuck? That's like
the chant was
that's like
used.
some decoder ring level shit here.
The chant was
that you
used
get
as
from a
a
Cracker Jack box. What the fuck? Okay, sorry, explain.
the chant was used as a war cry for the Hep Hep riots of the 19th century Germany, where thousands of newly emancipated Jews were lynched. For numerous instances in the 20th century, European mobs would launch it as a call for an attack on the neighboring Jewish people. It is advisable to drop the hip hip while using the phrase, and only hooray be used to convey the speaker's original intention. Jerusalem has fallen.
See if you can find the racism in this statement. Suck my dick.
You can't use the word my. My sounds Asian, so you can't use that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
that Dick could refer to Richard III, and that's totally a white guy.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, I got bad news. My mom fell down the stairs and she broke her Jerusalem has fallen.
Oh,
You want to know what I find really ironic, though, is that this exact phrase was used in a Star Trek movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cancel
This-
Star Trek.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, it was when Worf was promoted, and who was Worf played by? A black guy.
oh my gosh, Moonshock,
Mm.
Moonshock. I just had this revelation. Does this mean that all hipsters are Jews?
Yes. Yes, it
Oh
does.
my God. Maybe
And
those.
also hippies are also Jews.
Oh
No,
my god.
no, they're anti-Jews.
not. Yeah, they're anti-Jewish.
Yeah.
That's what it
Must
means.
be the
I
skinny jeans.
Jews are
It's
frightened
really-
by skinny jeans.
It was really funny for us that while you were reading this, I'm actually on the Wikipedia entry for hip hop or hip hop hooray. Hip hop hooray.
Hooray!
I was actually going to get to that next thing. Like, so it almost reads very exactly like you read it. Like this
Oh my
motherfucker just lifted the shit off of Wikipedia, changed around a couple of sentences, and done. But yeah, I mean, if this is one word array, one word. Fuck, I can talk. One word away from a rap song. So it's like, hip hop, hooray! So what's going on here?
Hip huggers are the most affectionate Jewish
Well,
fans.
for some genuine racism, hip hop is not music. There you go.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's noise.
It is.
All right. So that was the last word, which means it's time to go on to our next game, which is just for the audience alone, and that is the caption game.
I think you should preemptively ban Jack.
Yeah.
Hashtag rigged.
Rigged for her pleasure.
Maria!
Now, for this one, I will show a photo of, a political figure or event or something like that, and the audience has to come up with a caption for it. And whichever one we think is the funniest, I will post on Twitter after the show and credit you. So, this week's photo.
A blank parchment? Let's
Yes. I went with a minimalist approach this time.
Come on,
It's a picture of Parchment Funkadelic.
Frosty. If you don't show it, I won't be. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I did show it. There's a delay.
Oh my god.
So this is a packed house at a Biden Harris rally. With
A packed house, huh?
Yeah. With Obama.
I think you just need to go hip hip hooray as the caption.
Oh, Terry, you're banned.
Yeah.
Disavow.
Somebody quick put in hip hop hooray.
Hey.
Who is it, Terry or Jack?
All right.
I know that there's people who are naughty by nature in the chat.
All right. So people in the chat, see, to make it easier to pick out, why don't you put like caption : and then your entry.
Where's the mustache? They'll see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because Obama says, "Come on, people," and Biden says, "Come on, man."
Yeah, did you see the Daily Wire just made a montage of every time Biden said "come on" in the last debate?
Oh God. Oh, hold up. Is fucking Obama wearing a goddamn mask in that?
Yep.
He's out fucking side.
Yep.
You stupid motherfucker.
He's speaking
I
at
think,
people.
if you're going to say "come on, people," you should then say "now smile on your brother."
Everybody
Gotta love one another right now.
Check your
That
logic
is
with
Obama, Keever down.
Yes, that is Obama.
check your logic with hey kid, if you don't vote for Joe, you'll have to spend the rest of your life not being black.
Oh, I'm telling you, even I won't vote Joe. Okay, so far Willow Forge has got mine. I'm telling you, even I won't vote Joe.
Oh my god.
Caramon, I'm only gonna ask one more time. Can I have this girl?
Referring to that little kid right there.
Yeah.
Caramon is winning for me. Caramon is winning.
Yeah. Right.
Does that mean that Obama's a coyote?
Only if
Rock
you take her
Coyote
across
Obama.
Only if she takes her across the Rio Grande.
Spittle buddy.
Go ahead.
Spittle
Jake.
buggies. You ain't. I'm trying to see if I can't dial in the Obama impression. You ain't old enough to vote. Oh no, that was terrible.
You ain't old enough to vote.
You ain't old enough.
You ain't old enough to vote.
You ain't old enough to vote.
I can't do the
No,
Obama, not even try.
Frosted's was the best.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a minute on the clock.
Please get this thing out of here, Michael. I mean, Michelle
Please.
doesn't like these animals around him.
Please get rid of this. Please get this thing out of here, Michael. I mean, Michelle doesn't like these animals around him.
Teleprompter broke. Why was I here again? Now, the thing is, though, you can only have one entry, so you have to lock in which one you want to use.
Barack Obama shows at Biden Harris gathering to say, "Vote Trump."
Here, kitty, kitty.
Kyler with what am I bid for this fine young bit of breeding stock?
It's $40, $40.45. Go win 45. Someone said 50. This is gonna be a cakewalk.
We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
Keeper Dam now has my vote. This is gonna be
Oh,
a
my
cakewalk.
Don't just stand there like a bunch of Eskimos.
This way to the bread line.
This way to the bread lines. A little what's this kid's name again?
Why is this child in her cage?
All right, so time's
Yeah.
Way to the
Didn't
master
I-
bedroom.
all right.
Didn't I put you in that cage?
All right, time's up. So, all right. So,
Oh.
out of the captions so far, what are our favorites?
I gotta go with Kyler's.
Oh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Caramon squeezed in at the last minute, so why isn't this child in her cage? I like that one.
Yeah, it is a good one.
They're both good.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Kira Dams, I like this. It's topical.
This event's gonna be a cakewalk.
I do like it, but like
It's
Out-
not
out
it's
of
too in jokey.
yeah, out of context, it won't be funny to people who don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
if someone hasn't watched the stream, they won't get the reference.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But they are watching the stream.
No, but it's posted on Twitter to sort of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is clever, I'll give him that, but
It's not right for the normies. I get it.
Yes, exactly.
I think I'll go with Caramon. Why isn't this child in her cage? How about you guys?
I agree. I think it's 2 for that one so far.
I'm gonna stick with Kyler.
Terry?
I gotta go Caramon. I think it's close, but Caramon just slightly beat out Kyler for that one.
60?
It doesn't
I
matter
still
what
like
you think.
Keever Dam because it's already won by simple majority. So
Yeah.
Keever Dam,
Well, you are half Mexican, so your vote only counts for half. So,
oh,
so
I forgot. I forgot.
1.5 to 3.
Yeah. So I think this week's winner is Caramon Bajer. You gotta tell me how to pronounce your name. All right. So after the stream, I will tweet out with your caption and tag you in it. If you're on Twitter, that is.
It's cut him on my head.
And Kyla says that we might get in trouble if we post his on Twitter. Like, I think we're willing to take that risk.
Fine. Bit of breeding stock.
Cameroon majority.
All right. Now it's time for the third article, which
Bring it on.
for some reason they don't show the headline, but it's called "White People Can't See Themselves, but I Can."
White people are vampires confirmed.
Yep.
Okay. That could mean one of two things: either white people are all sightless, or they're all invisible. In which case, where's my wallet? Where'd my wallet go? Was it one of you invisible white people that took my wallet?
And looking at that picture alone, it's like, which side is Biden? Which side is Trump? Oh,
Damn
I
it.
see.
Damn it,
Maybe-
you honks! Damn it,
Maybe
you honks!
maybe this is one of those what do you call it? They live kind of things, where you got the special glasses, and maybe she has the special glasses, which reveals white people to be evil.
Honks be tripping.
Apparently, Caramon's not on Twitter. I'll credit you, but I won't be able to tag you then. All right.
Just link the YouTube channel.
All right. So I read some of this already, and Just to make it interesting, I'm going to replace every mention of white people with Jew, and see what difference that makes and how it sounds.
Like the toaster substitution.
All right, so a couple, and it's actually a follow-up to an article we did on a previous episode. So, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a very honest and maybe upsetting to some piece about my continued struggle to see humanity in Jews. This is at the backdrop of a racist president trying to shift the U.S. from a shaky democracy into an ethno-fascist state. And as that plays out, police are continuing in their campaign to shoot unarmed black and brown people with no accountability. These are dark times, and the moments to have hope.
Dark, she's racist.
A lot, yeah.
You have to be saying this in the voice of a Southern Baptist minister.
A couple
These
of
are
weeks ago,
dark times and the moments to happen.
I wrote a very honest and maybe upsetting to some piece about my continued struggle to see humanity in white people.
Hoping this letter finds you well.
That sounded more colonial, like you would hear from like some fucking.
I'm going for like, Civil War era writing letter to your family.
There you go.
About the backdrop of a racist president. I'm pretty good
From
at that.
Johnson McKerney for the third.
From Bo Beauregard. That's a more southern name.
I've had that voice for years. I've bested it.
All
right. These are dark times, and the moments to have hope and be hopeful of where this country can go in its racial journey are few and far in between. Isn't it far between, not far in between? I don't know.
That's the mulligan.
The responses from the piece have been pretty interesting, to say the least. In the weeks since it was published, the comment section has become occupied by a coalition of opinionated Jews. I have read...
I like the way you just said Jews.
Jews.
It's
like the Louis C.K. bit where Jews is a weird word because you could, depending on how you say it, it sounds racist one way and not racist another.
Yeah, it's like in that It's Always Sunny episode. You dropped a hard J.
I don't know about y'all, but I love me some Jews. We got grape Jews, we got orange Jews, we got apple Jews. Thank you. Don't tip your waitress.
I've read comments that call me anti-Semitic, attempt to explain why I'm wrong, express disappointment in my assessment, or just tell me to leave the country. Most of the comments are so off base, I wondered if they even read past the first paragraph. Alas, their response was understood. What person, or in this case, a group of people, would respond glowingly to someone questioning their capacity to be human?
I'm sorry, but a group of people are known as a clan. See, gotta get it right.
Especially from a person who did not look like them, have their experiences, or know their story. I understand the outrage, but I don't care because they're wrong.
Oh, God.
Jewishness has many powers. Chiefly, it is an entity that continues to evolve. It has to if it hopes to continue its stronghold on the world. I think he meant stranglehold.
It's okay. Yeah, that's her first strike.
Yeah,
she had that mulligan first.
It exists to pillage, dominate, and expand. This must happen no matter the obstacle, whether that be a person, project, or object. Jewishness must reign supreme. And because Jewishness moves in such a way, those of us who are impacted by it the most are constantly forced to learn how to adapt/live with or through it.
Guys, remember every single word of this article. It's going to be on next week's horseshoe game.
Yeah.
What planet are we living on?
It's a Jew planet.
If you just switch the demographic they're talking about, it sounds a lot worse.
Like from Starship Troopers, it's an ugly planet, a Jew planet.
But-
did I happen to mention that I'm 2% Jewish?
Well, then,
2% of yourself was just offended.
then I'm 2% sorry.
So your fingernail does not like what we're talking about.
No, my fingernail desires it's 2% of the Jew gold.
I should find out what my racial makeup is just so I can make these same sort of jokes.
Yeah,
I know it's what I am.
and
You'll
I'm.
have to fight my fingernail for the Jew gold, Terry.
Yeah.
Get in the corner.
Oh, and thanks to Froggy for subscribing.
Thank you,
Alrighty.
Froggy.
All right, but one of its deepest flaws or strengths, depending on who you're talking to, is that it has no self-awareness.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, yeah. Pot, meat, kettle. You know. Yeah, that's the pot calling the kettle. Oh. Anyone willing or able to participate or look the other way on countless horrors needs the ability to separate themselves from that savageness.
They're not Jews, they're Hebrixes, according to Master Dax.
Yes.
Oh, I just put the JEWX at Jukes.
Jukes. The Jukes of Hazard. Riding around and
They got the Israeli flag on the roof of the car.
they're riding around in the General Netanyahu.
That's the question name if I heard one.
Well, it looks like them Duke boys are late for temple. Or Jukes boys, rather.
You put a 01 on the side of the menorah.
Oh my gosh.
I've
Or 08 for 8 crazy nights.
I've spent the
Oh
better
my gosh.
I've spent the better part of my life consciously and unconsciously navigating through life while considering and making adjustments to survive in a world dominated by Jews, ideas, and leadership. I would argue that all black and non-black people of color have done the same, whether they know it or not.
Non-black people of color.
People like half of six.
Yeah.
People like me.
So basically, you just muddied water then, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I love you. I really do.
You honks.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is, we live in a world where the comfort and feelings of Jews, or lack thereof, could be the difference.
Wow.
Could be the difference between living another day, having a place to rest your head, or having the ground beneath you completely shifted.
God.
Jews' fear of black bodies.
I don't even know what this person's talking about anymore.
How do you explain Lenny Kravitz? He is literally a Jew and a black body.
No, I'm replacing every mention of white people with Jew.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just sounds like just a generic racist screed.
Yeah.
There's not even like any overarching point that I'm getting from this.
It's not subtle at all.
It sounds like I'll admit I've never read Mein Kampf, but if I did, I bet you it'd sound a lot like this.
Oh yeah.
Will Ford just said, "Was this written by Hitler?" Yes, his ghost is channeling this person to write this.
It's like
All right.
fucking Emperor Palpatine. Yes, give into the hate.
So
Something Jews. Something dark side.
Jews' fear of black bodies has influenced the way that I move in predominantly Jewish spaces. It has forced myself and others to attempt to create structures where Jews and the concept of Jewishness have no rule.
Oh my god.
But even within that, those safe havens are only as secure as the level of interest Jews have in it. There is no corner in America where Jewishness does not have the power to disrupt.
Oh God.
Okay, I have a mini rant here. because I've been seeing this, so it's more recently than any time else, but this phrasing of black bodies.
Mhm.
I am so sick and tired of hearing it put that way.
It,
Because
it
what
sounds-
it says to me, is that they value the genetic meat of the person as opposed to the black mind. They don't say black minds, they say black bodies, because that's really all they give a shit
Don't
about.
forget capital B.
yeah,
Capital
it,
B.
it sounds creepy as fuck because it doesn't sound like these. When I hear bodies, I generally think dead people.
Yeah.
And
In fairness, Minds is copyrighted. It's a social media platform.
For hateful people.
Yes.
And like the funny thing is, I've seen at least one article that where its main point is saying black bodies is offensive. Well, I haven't heard anyone outside of the woke crowd use it.
That's true.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, that was my mini rant. So I'm sick and tired of hearing that phrasing, because I feel that it dismisses outright the importance, the value, the dignity of the black mind in favor of just the flesh and bone of the organism,
Well, you've
and
got
not
to-
what makes the organism it.
Skin color is the only thing that matters. These people are very clear about that. It's
Right.
like it doesn't matter anything else about you except
Well,
maybe.
apparently, yeah.
But being black or white, or being trans or not trans, and to a lesser extent being male or female, that's all that matters about you. It's what categories they can put you in, not anything about you as a person. Fuck that. Who
It's
cares?
the labeling. It's the goddamn label maker fucking racket. I've exposed another one of your honks conspiracies.
It's too easy to sort people based upon appearance than upon content of character.
You
Well,
want
yeah.
to sell label makers, you dirty, dirty, dirty white people.
I'm white. White is not
Dirty.
dirty.
Dirty, dirty white boys.
this,
Dirty,
this
dirty white boys.
this isn't anything new, of course. I mean, we all know that all of this is basically to discount a person's humanity as a whole. It's the very definition of dehumanizing a person, to reduce them to their skin color, to reduce them to physical attributes, or just non-characteristic things that have nothing to do with their character as a human being. It's just reducing them to basic features, like you're some sort of drone inside a machine.
But that is why Joe Biden can say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, because to them, all black people are in lockstep. And if you don't agree with what they have designated the black mindset, the black opinion, then you aren't black. You're a traitor. You're a race traitor. You're a, they'll call you a coon. They'll straight up say it. Like,
Uncle
have to-
Tom, coon, house nigger. I didn't hear any of these terms being repeated by people on the right, and I only ever hear them being repeated by people on the left. Why?
If you build
I have a long, lengthy explanation as to why. But
Well, I know
won't
why.
get that right now.
I know why. It's just that it's
Yeah.
irritating that these people call anyone who is right of Stalin a Nazi, or they call him like a racist, when it's so, and it's so been over explained to this point that it's a cliche for me to say that they are in fact the real racists.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's true, and we need to keep saying it until it gets out to the broader society that there is in fact still racism in America. It's just not coming from the place that it used to. It's coming from a different direction now.
No, it's still coming from the left.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's still coming from the Democrats.
If
I
you-
used to be on the very far left myself, and I can tell you there is a lot of. I have, since I moved towards the moderate portion of the political spectrum, I can tell you this with absolute and complete 100% certainty. I am so as far as the amount of hate inside me has decreased so dramatically, and it is such a weight that is lifted off my shoulders that that this would take an entire other stream to explain. So carry on with Mein Kampf there.
If you build a neighborhood, they will bomb it. If they think it has value, they will gentrify. If you mind your business, they may be threatened by your lack of interest and feel a need to confront you. If you have no interest in them at all, this can be seen as an affront. I've seen far too many times the way in which Jewishness goes from being a theory to an actual problem in my life. Millions of other black and brown people have as well. So we have been forced to study it, become experts, know everything there is to understand, because what is understood makes... whether what is understood makes any sense at all, or even keeps me safe, because if we don't, we will die.
Well, I do have some good news for this person. It has been settled as to what they're learning, if it makes any sense at all. It doesn't. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, as the first story made clear, I am a white supremacist who wants to kill black people. So, I mean, they are apparently right to fear us.
Yeah.
No, but do you want to know who the most dangerous white supremacist of all is? Stefan Molyneux. According to Wikipedia, it says right here, he was a Canadian far-right white nationalist, white supremacist, and banned YouTuber.
Mhm.
The scariest part about all of this to someone like me is that it is shortly after you have determined that your fears are justified that you feel obligated to fight back. And so if a person says to me, I am afraid of white people because all white people are racist, then the next natural step is for them to fight back against all white people. All white people get the bullet, according to that sort of ideology. That's the natural progression. The thing is that there's no backing, there's no intellectual backing, there's no scientific backing to anything they say. And yet I already know how the pathway goes. You say you're afraid, you get other people to justify your fear, even if it's just other people agreeing with you on the same irrational basis, and then you act. And that's what I'm afraid of happening.
Isn't that the whole thing from Star Wars? Fear eventually leads to the dark side through a bunch of steps I have memorized.
Mm-hmm.
Fear leads to
I'm
anger,
glad you
anger leads
brought
to
it up,
hate,
Jack,
hate leads to
'cause,
suffering.
I'm glad you brought it up, Jack, because I was in the middle of making all these Molotov cocktails, and just this mantra repeating in my head: "Kill Whitey, kill Whitey, kill Whitey." I'm glad you brought it up. I'm sorry. Now I see the error of my ways. I'm sorry.
What I find ironic though is that the black is capitalized, but brown isn't. Apparently, brown people don't have as much importance as black people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I see how it is. I see how it is.
Black and brown bodies are just measured differently. That's all.
I see how it is.
Black bodies are measured horizontally, whereas brown are measured vertically.
Oh.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Geometry jokes.
I talking about nipples in chat. I just want to say, Jeff Bridges, if you're out there, Moonshock knows what you're going through. Feel free to extend a hand. He's happy to talk you through this.
Will rub nipple for money.
Yeah.
We will have a special episode of The Corner with
Yes.
Jeff Bridges and Moonshock.
A special superhero episode of The Corner.
Exactly.
On a very special episode of The Corner.
I did invite Jeff Bridges, and he didn't decline, so he's probably here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just remember, Frosted. We have to work in a way to get that Emmy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane and Moonchuck as the Iron Nipple.
And the thing is, though, if you ever did have him on there, you'd have to start it with a very special corner.
On a very special episode of The Corner.
Tonight, Jeff Bridges.
I'm just gonna do one more paragraph from this one.
Please.
This crazy lady.
All right. It is with that forced knowledge and understanding of Jewishness that I have continued to lose hope. I know the good, the bad, the indifferent, and the problematic. I know what Jewishness looks like when it feels threatened, when it is intrigued, and when it's indifferent. I've learned how to entertain Jewishness, appease it, and keep it at bay when necessary.
Yeah, you throw money at it.
But I have also learned how to function when there is no way to escape the grips of Jewish supremacy. That's the superpower that all black people develop. So when I talk about the failures of Jewishness and the sinking feeling that there may be no hope for them, I'm not being facetious. I'm speaking from 34 years of experience and the collective knowledge and experience of all the black and brown people in my life. Oh, he capitalized brown there.
I feel special now.
Oh, hey.
Thank you. You have
Validation.
validated me. You have
Once.
validated me. Holy
Once out of
shit.
all the times he said brown, you got capitalized.
Mhm.
Once.
I feel that Jew gold is within my grasp. Oh yeah, it's my fingernail.
Did you paint it gold?
The man
Gold finger
nail.
is the man with the Jew gold touch.
A Hebrew's touch. All right.
Fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And now it's time for Twitter time.
Yay. Don't sound so enthusiastic, guys.
Mine was sincere.
All right.
I loved the time.
All right. So this one was actually found by Jack and put in the Discord. So
You don't know Jack.
all right. So
Yes, we do.
starts
He's
with
right here.
it starts with David Hogg.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
All right. It's his thing about the coyotes. Imagine calling the immigrant parents that bring their children to the United States for a better life coyotes. Level of xenophobia is sickening. And then someone explains what a coyote is to him. A coyote is a human smuggler. Also, if you read report more than 400 of those parents don't want their kids back.
What?
And then someone replies to that, a coyote is a dog-like animal. Calling humans coyotes is inherently racist and dehumanizing. Why not just call them smugglers? It's amazing how people do not realize the racist origins of words just because they are in uncommon usage. Collateral damage is still murdered people.
Okay, let me point this out. I have to point this out. Coyote is a terminology that was actually coined by Mexicans themselves.
Yeah,
That's what they call these smugglers themselves. That is their terminology.
Hate fact.
It's even if that wasn't the case, it's just MS-13 all over again. They're trying to humanize horrible people. They're trying to say, look at these horrible criminals who are doing something that regular people find unconscionable. How dare you be racist towards them?
Now, Six, are you smuggling any kind of illicit substance in any kind of orifice?
I will not say. I will not say.
oh, you'll have to go look.
Not even. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but didn't we learn from the whole Eskimo thing that, we should let them use the name they gave themselves and not, assign them one? Yeah,
No,
and
so that wouldn't work.
they
That's
chose
too
coyote.
I somehow doubt Eskimo would be a good name for these child trafficking smugglers, because they don't have snow on the Mexican border usually.
They're smuggling kids inside like seals and stuff.
It has the seal of approval.
Wah, wah.
Or.
Alright. This next one is just a some random person, please fucking put your pronouns in bio. That's it.
What?
Oh,
What?
I do have pronouns in my Twitter bio, so she is.
He's right. He does. I've seen it.
And the next one is Bernie Sanders.
Ugh.
The real looting in America, 644 billionaires becoming $931 billion richer during a pandemic, while Republicans continue to deny 25 million plus unemployed Americans $600 a week they need to pay for rent and put food on the table. We need an
Jeez.
economy that works for all, not the 1%.
See, this isn't just
Well.
stupid to me. This is rage-inducing. Bernie, you are the people who shut down the country. Your colleagues and you included in that, shut down our entire economy so that those people can't work, so that those people can't earn money. It is your fault, personally your fault, that this is happening. And you continue, and you are the people who go to you should get Amazon to deliver all of your packages. You should get you should all go to bigger restaurants all the time. For some reason, when this whole thing exploded, they advised everybody to start using the exact same facilities to get closer to each other.
No,
Yeah,
it's easy enough for a guy with 3 houses to say this shit. Because he
Yeah,
can
yeah.
avoid COVID in any one of his 3 big ass houses.
Yeah, and let's not forget. I mean, everybody knows he's a millionaire, a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
Which is
so-
why he's calling out billionaires in the tweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because once he
no
becomes a
problem.
billionaire, he'll be going after trillionaires. Oh wait, they don't exist, so he'll find some other crusade to go on.
This means that all his fingernails are Jew gold fingernails.
Who still thinks that Bernie Sanders is in any way a decent person? Because I remember that during the last election, that was what people were. Bernie Sanders is the real thing. He's not a piece of shit like all the other communists. He's actually genuinely a good person who just wants to do right by the country. No, he is not a good person. He is a very bad person. He wants people to he wants people to suffer so that he can push his communist agenda. That's
He's
all.
a champagne communist limousine liberal
Yeah.
shackwad.
Do you know what they would have done to this motherfucker in the 50s? They would have strung his ass out for being a fucking commie.
And frankly, we should. Sorry.
Oh yeah, well, so
Verbally. we should
Jezebel,
punch
Jezebel.
Bernie Sanders.
his skin is the wrong color, Jack.
And then after the revolution, when he played his part, the communists would string him up.
Yeah.
Useful idiot.
Because I wonder if he realizes that in a communist society, everybody's supposed to get the same amount. So you lose your millions there, buddy.
Yeah, I'll remind everybody that Bernie Sanders was once kicked out of a commune for being too lazy.
And has he really done anything remotely useful as a senator?
No, he hasn't. Why is
He's
it
taking up
always
space? That's what
the
he's
most
done.
the most ardent supporters of communism are always the exact type of people who would cause the failure of communism were it to be instituted?
Well, that's actually easy to answer. It's because that's who communism appeals to. If you
Yeah.
think that under communism you get a bunch of free shit, then you are on board for communism, and that is the exact wrong type of person to be in a communist society because they're the ones who ruin it. If you
What is
think,
it?
if
Go
you
ahead.
think, holy shit, if we go communist, I have to give up all my stuff. You are going to be vehemently anti-communist, even though you're the hard worker that would provide the backbone to actually keep such a thing afloat for as long as it could be sustained. Which
Yeah.
is
You know, the Chinese have a name for this. I can't remember what it is. Somebody
Baizuo.
look it up.
Baizuo.
Yeah. Baizuo. Yeah.
Baizuo.
Z.
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 Z. Bed.
Alright, and the next one we have another appearance from David Hogg.
Yay!
We need some kind of mass education campaign to teach the American people how to spot and avoid sharing misinformation. Yeah,
So
but,
start of a camp where people go to people go to have their education reversed and sort of a what is that, a re-education kind of way.
The first thing I thought of when I saw this was, gee, wouldn't it be great if there was like a place in America that everybody had to go for certain years of their lives to learn about how to gather information from the world around them, and that was properly functioning and everything in our society? Wouldn't it be great if a place like that existed from the ages of about 6 to about 18?
Are you talking about the same places that fish go when they're all together and they're swimming?
Well, the thing is not even that. He's advocating for the Ministry of Truth. Straight out of 1984, he wants the Ministry of Truth.
Well, yeah, that's obviously what he's talking about, but he doesn't realize that, there are connotations to trying to force people to recognize what a certain vision of the truth is. No, I think he just wants people to be able to disseminate truth from fiction, except for the fact that he is in fact incapable of doing that himself. And the reason he did that is that the place that was supposed to teach him those skills, called the public education system, absolutely failed him. I'm sorry, but Covington failed you more than Covington hurt you, buddy.
And he does realize that... Oh, sorry, Terry.
No, he wasn't Covington. He was Parkland, wasn't he?
Oh, Parkland. Sorry, that's right. Covington was Sandman. He was Parkland.
And he does realize that if we instituted this now, that means that Trump would be deciding what the truth is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure he would still support it then. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but Parkland ended more lives through its educational system than through its shootings. Just saying. I have a feeling that quote is going to come back to me in like 10 years. He was saying something about Parkland shooting.
The shooter didn't do nothing.
Gunski.
Jack Gunsky.
Yes.
All right.
He's taking a spot at Harvard that someone else earned because he was at the same school as a shooting. Like, not even involved in the shooting itself. He was at the same school that it happened at. So
but Terry, he got on his bicycle and pedaled as fast as he could with his camera.
Oh, no. Well, if that doesn't deserve a spot at Harvard, what does?
All right, and
it deserves a spot at the X Games. That's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
And our last one, need a visit from AOC.
Yay!
I wonder if Republicans understand how much they advertise their disrespect of women in debates when they consistently call women members of Congress by nicknames or first names while using titles and last names when referring to men of stature. Women notice. It conveys a lot.
Yeah, that's so demeaning at AOC.
Yeah, plus, like, as other people pointed out, there were plenty of times where Trump called him Joe. They always like to act like this is something unique to women or whatever minority, but no.
Yeah.
It's not even a problem. It's just constant bitching about anything they can grasp their little greedy hands on. They'll just paw into anything that they could remotely take offense at. Won't think about any of the connotations of what they're actually saying, and then just tweet about it because it's not like their words have any impact or anything.
I mean, it's just because we have no respect for you doesn't mean we have no respect for women in general.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I will say this. For AOC. If she never talked, and if she never smiled, she is not that bad looking.
I think she's fairly attractive.
If you give her a sugar cube, I'm sure she's nice and friendly.
Give her a carrot.
If you
I have
salt.
just the right carrot.
How about a salt lick?
I would if you super glued her lips shut, you would never have any problem with her ever. She would be wonderful.
I mean, I thought she looked good in that dancing video when she was like up on the roof or something and she was dancing around.
Oh,
Whatever. I thought she looked good.
Yeah, the Breakfast Club style, I think it was.
Honestly, I'm not a huge appearances guy. I don't care how a person looks, and if I was viewing this person from a different light intellectually, I wouldn't have any problem with AOC. But she's so stupid. She's so completely stupid that I cannot look at her and not see stupid, ugly person.
And she's smugly
has-
stupid.
She has a craziness in her eyes. So, yeah, don't talk AOC. Don't smile and close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. And you're like gorgeous. Just don't open your eyes. Don't open your eyes. Do not open your eyes. Damn it. And do not smile. Don't smile.
She could easily
don't
play. She could easily play Igor in Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I think it's because you see so much white in her eyes, and she just opens them up so much. Like, you got fucking crazy eyes, bitch.
Yeah. Her eyes are just like, shit.
Well, she's not that dissimilar from what's his face, the fucking guy that had the Nazi swastika on his forehead.
Oh, Charles Manson?
Yeah, he had a lot of his pictures. He's got big old fucking honking white honking.
Honks.
I saw South
Got
Park
honk's eyes.
to a smiley face.
Yeah. So,
She's got the same eyes as freaking Adam Schiff.
At least it's not the
And-
same body. All right, and on to our last article.
No.
Trump, Ice Cube, and the racist roots of black capitalism. Black
Oh, boy.
capitalism, touted by the Trump administration as the way forward, was promoted by Republicans as a counter to the Black Power movement. It cannot help us now.
okay.
So, quote, leaders gonna lead, haters gonna hate. Quote, Black MAGA ambassador and one-time Trump spokesperson Katrina Pearson tweeted this week to Ice Cube. Black Twitter immediately jumped on the irony of the original NWA being down with the GOP. Ice Cube quickly defended his actions, claiming that while both parties had reached out to him regarding his contract with Black America, Republicans were willing to move quickly on his recommendations. Perhaps Cube should have considered more closely what an association with the GOP would demand of his reputation. In this late stage of capitalism, Republican money is blood money.
I'm just going to say, don't mess about with Republicans. Mess about with Quippers United. We invite you every week. Just one appearance is all I ask.
Yeah, just watch us once. I bet that you will love our show, Ice Cube. Just saying.
Jack will give you money.
And after the stream, you're going to say, today was a good day.
Yes.
He
Well,
isn't,
see, because he's straight out of Compton, see.
and that's the extent of my rap knowledge. He isn't the only black man down for that particular cause. Today, quote, today is historic because for the first time you have a Republican president and a Republican agenda that's focused on the economic empowerment of the black community. J. Ron Smith,
Jerome.
an advisor to President Donald Trump, said in an NPR interview regarding the administration's economic development plan for black people.
That's one hell of a fucking
Well,
description.
I think he saw that Key and Peele sketch with Aaron, and he misheard it, and that's where he got his name from.
Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. And then he said, J. Aaron? Yeah, I'll go with that.
Aaron.
Dubbed the
That was a perfect skit, by the way.
That was great.
Dubbed the Platinum Plan by the Trump administration, the program includes, quote, a $500 billion investment in black communities across the country, increasing access to capital to fuel black-owned businesses, a tax cut, increased education opportunities, lowering the cost of healthcare, making Juneteenth a national holiday, prosecuting the KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations, and making lynching a national hate crime. Man, what a
Jeez.
racist.
I know. God, he's so fucking racist.
It's not already illegal.
Hmm?
You do fix that. That should definitely be illegal.
He's
Yes.
practically burning a cross.
I know this is going to be a controversial opinion, but I think that murder should be illegal.
Yes. No.
Yeah, I
Someone
agree.
has to say it, but I agree.
You need common
You're a
sense murder
visionary.
control. To reap these financial boons, Ice Cube and those who support Trump's version of the CWBA, Contract with Black America, must disavow some of the people on the streets protesting for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Jacob Blake.
Shut the fuck up about them. Good God, let them fucking rest.
It seems like Cube's new association has forced him to sacrifice the black rebellious spirit he fostered alongside Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, DJ Yella, and MC Ren, the end of the Reagan era.
They were part of NWA,
Oh, alright.
the National
Niggas
Wrestling
with
Alliance.
attitudes.
Yes. No, National Wrestling Alliance, goddammit.
Nitty gritty with attitude. The Platinum Plan is the most conservatives will do to acknowledge that the COVID-19 pandemic is a calamity for black health and businesses, and that's very little. Meanwhile, the morgues overflow with melanin.
Overflow.
Overflowing with melanin sounds like a porno.
Like something you can collect in a jar. It's like, hey, look, I got me a jar of melanin.
Mr. Dax in chat makes an excellent point. Making murder illegal would disproportionately affect black people.
Yeah, yeah, that's a racist law.
Yeah, how dare them?
Oh.
Let's see.
Oh,
Like a-
there's the COVID-19 pandemic shit because black people are so much more susceptible.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be because they congregate illegally or that they defy orders?
Yeah, I'm
No.
gonna
Yeah. of course
skip
not.
over the details. Alright.
Thank you.
Conservatives have told themselves a story that black capitalism is an adequate response to black suffering. Black capitalism, however, is rooted in the Southern strategy,
Ugh.
the Republicans' political realignment of the 1960s, in which the party began targeting Southern and rural white voters by stoking their civil rights era racial resentment. The strategy's success, as first popularized by Richard Nixon, is sadly apparent. No Democrat has carried the majority of the white vote since the 1960s, and Trump himself, who refused to condemn white supremacy in internationally televised debate.
I feel like we should have Cenk on here. Of course, that's a good strategy. I want to fuck a horse. Of course.
This is like the Cinema Sins ding counter, where we're
Yeah.
dinging up all the bullshit.
It's true. Apart from all the times that he explicitly denounced white supremacy, he's never denounced white supremacy.
Yeah. He never denounced it that time.
Um,
In the mid-1960s, black folks in northern, midwestern, and western cities remained segregated. They made up a disproportionate percentage of the armed forces in Vietnam. Police brutality was ever present. Starting in 1966, activists such as Kwame Ture, formerly Stokely Carmichael, and organizations like the Black Panthers began moving under the philosophy of Black Power, which stressed collective self-determination. How can you have collective self-determination? And
don't ask questions, just obey.
Sounds like collective bullshit to me.
Just love the monolith. Just love the monolith.
In,
and self-identity over individual economic gain. Thus, we reject the goal of assimilation into middle-class America, Ture wrote in Black Power, The Politics of Liberation. Because the values of that class are in themselves anti-humanist, and because that class as a social force perpetuates racism.
Right.
Giving it.
I think you should just add a D into the black powder. So it's black powder.
It's explosive.
Exactly.
Black personhood, fortunately, tells a different story than black capitalism.
Black personhood.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Hey, maybe we should try and be persons. I don't know.
Black person. What planet am I on? Is this Earth?
This is like that skit that George Carlin did, shell shocked and battle fatigue and post traumatic stress disorder. They just add more syllables to the shit, and it's the same goddamn
Soft, fruity language.
thing.
Whenever I visit a new city, I travel to where black people live. Harlem, Bed-Stuy, Southside Chicago, Oakland, Southwest Little Rock. The lives my people live in these communities are vibrant. They are also simultaneously diminished by capitalism's deprivations, formed by the forces of redlining, subprime loans, and an absence of economic development. And some commas.
Nobody's forcing you to live there. Just saying.
We celebrate money as any rational person does. Black power within these successes is why our Black Wall Streets, our 125th Streets, our 9th Streets, and our areas of commerce live in our legends. But the figures who shape our personhood, our Frederick Douglasses and Harriet Tubmans, MLKs and Malcolm X's, to our most recent Trayvon Martins, Breonna Taylors, and Jacob Blakes, are not capitalists.
Personhood sounds like the politically correct way of saying manhood, and they're basically calling these people a bunch of dicks.
You know, I'm starting to suspect that this person thinks that black people are like a separate species, which is kind of counterintuitive considering that this same sort of person would bitch about, denying me my humanity or some bullshit all day long, and then they'll go off and say that black people are basically completely separate from white people in every capacity.
Black people have to be a different species because they're the only ones who have compassion, remember?
Yeah.
It was Kangs.
And they need to ditch the MLK from that list of people because he did not agree at all with some of these other people's philosophies.
And wasn't Breonna Taylor's boyfriend like a drug dealer? That sounds pretty capitalist.
Yeah, there's some criminal shit going. Trayvon Martin was a fucking criminal too, was he not?
Although Jacob Blake was trying to redistribute his baby mom's kids.
Got it. Okay.
Ownership was our way of pursuing lives we chose, rather than having caste roles assigned to us.
Whoa. Ownership in relation to black people? That's problematic.
That's quite problematic, and we must point it out.
Yeah.
Our politics show how we pay reverent attention to our history. Pew Research Center reports that only 6% of the black electorate voted for Trump in the 2016 election. Black folks were on high alert when he announced his candidacy on a platform of bigotry. We saw what he did when he assumed his father's real estate empire by working to exclude black people from living inside his apartments. We had seen what he had done to the young men wrongfully accused in the Central Park 5 case, buying newspaper space to demand their execution, and not changing his stance after the state stole their childhoods and freedom, nor even after buried evidence proved their innocence.
I just want to...
I can guarantee the only color Trump cares about is green. He does not give a fuck who's giving him money. At all.
I think that this person should just really ask themselves, is it at all possible to criticize a black person without it being racist?
No, it is not. No,
Nope.
it is not.
You know, this is also just harkening back to this. I saw this image a while back. It had to do with like, why do people are racist? It's like one of those, check the box that applies and it says, are you racist? And both answers are yes.
Wait, I take it back. It is acceptable to criticize a black person if they are an Uncle Tom /Coon /Republican / wrong thinker. Those ones you can criticize.
Gotcha.
Well, guys, I regret I have to dip out because I have work in the morning. But I just want to say,
More important, Six.
Yeah, you'll just have to quit your job.
yeah,
Thanks for coming, Six.
Yeah, man.
Anything you want to shill before you go?
Well, I do have a vibe stream potentially coming up on the 30th. That's when I'm kind of planning on doing that. We'll see how that all works out. If I can actually get enough guests to justify having one.
We can talk about stupid people.
Oh yeah. We could do that. And potentially there's going to be hideouts and henchmen on the 31st if that can be all swung. So that's pretty much all I have in terms of shilling. But I have been using this entire month to shill out other people because I do believe it is most important that we support and promote each other because YouTube does not do that for us. In fact, YouTube is fairly hostile towards independent content creators, and it's the burden is on us to support and promote each other, and that's what I've been trying to do in my small way with this month.
I have seen you doing that, and it is very good of you to do that. It's I mean, I can't speak for the people you shouted out, but I'm sure it's much appreciated because, as you say, YouTube is not going to do it for anyone. So it's very important that, you share and retweet and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Master Dax is right. I'm a good ally.
Yes, indeed.
And I have to bid all you crackers adieu because I have to get some sleep and so I can work more for the man tomorrow. So
that's honks to you. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, but just remember, if your boss is white, good chance he wants to kill you.
Exactly. I only the white half of 6. The next half, not so much.
Yeah. He'll let that go.
Yeah.
Have a good day, sir.
See you later, Six.
Yeah, all right.
You guys take it easy. Thanks for having me on.
So, shall we continue?
All right. There's not a lot left to this article, so do a little more. Let's see. Bottomless cynicism of the Southern strategy. Black capitalism has infected democratic politics as well. There are glimmers of hope with Kamala Harris's ascent to the vice presidential candidacy.
Self-awareness equals 0.
When Kamala Harris is your best hope. Oh.
And it's not like she made some gigantic climb up some kind of a fucking hill. She was selected.
Look, if you want a blowjob, Kamala Harris is your best hope.
Yeah, the only thing she climbed on was Lee Brown's lap.
I like that her rise to fame is all because of Willie Brown's Brown Willie. That's perfect.
But the party's mechanisms still treat black people as potential capitalists in a society where wealth and class stratification do little to eliminate the ill treatment we receive. Biden and Harris, in their Lift Every Voice plan, pledged to correct the previous failure of the Paycheck Protection Program and ensure that surviving black businesses get access to the financing they need to rebuild. They're using capitalist tools to try to fix what went wrong in the American experiment without acknowledging that the previous calamities we have suffered are rooted in those practices.
I would just like to point out quickly that the Southern strategy, the whole concept of it was identity politics. It was identity politics towards white people. So if they are so against this whole concept, it's effectively discrediting their own concept. It's like saying those identity politics are so evil. Here's a black woman in the vice presidency.
If the Southern strategy isn't a plan to get Lauren to sleep with me, I don't care what it is.
That would be a good strategy.
It would. It'd be an excellent strategy.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know you were gay, though. Very progressive.
Oh yeah, she is officially a man.
I will go gay for Lauren Southern, and I am quite happy to with that.
Alright. And the Biden campaign's black engagement strategy, contracting the Ultimate Rap League to make freestyle videos, shows the unwillingness to deal seriously with black artists, writers, and thinkers who would hold him accountable for reining in the influence that black capitalism has on his party.
Black capitalism, is that when you steal from?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Why can't they just shorten it to blackitalism?
Blackism.
I think back to Turia's argument of black power and how our current political moment was created to beat it back. Is it possible to reimagine the way forward for black life and American politics as commerce without capital?
You know, I would be the very first person. I would be first in line to vote for, hey, do you want to separate them? Absolutely. If they want to be gone, let them go. You know, I would not be adverse to having a black state, like undoing the whole segregation, or I mean, redoing the segregation thing. Because that's, and I'm only talking from the perspective of these people. These are the ones that just want to be completely separate again. Fucking let them go.
I think you should do that, but the campaign song has to be you got to keep them separated by the offspring.
Yeah, no, if they were willing to do that, I would say let anyone who wants to be a part of their own little black ethno state, let them go off and do their own thing, but make them a separate country. Make it different from the US, because what would happen is that it would be filled with selfish, entitled assholes who would then immediately cause the collapse of their own society, and then they would proceed to blame America.
No. I've got it. We could call this new country Liberia.
Wow, that's deep.
Or Ethiopia.
Eritrea. Yeah, there we go.
Ethiopia, lol.
Well, Ethiopians, lol.
We'll keep the people who love America in America, regardless of skin color. And if you hate America and you insist upon being part of an ethno state, then go off and make your own. Go off and make your own. Go to some little island country and populate that, and leave us alone. We don't want you here. If you hate America, we don't want you. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, because if America is such a racist and dirty place that you just can't seem to get by, and then there's the fucking door. Get out.
I know it's like a meme, but oh, look at that, he's saying if you don't like America, get out. I never understood the problem with that sentiment. I never understood why it was a bad thing to suggest that people who don't like America should leave.
Yeah, I mean, if you got criticisms, like some things that you think could change, yeah, sure, but
that's one thing.
But when the entire system that we're based on is your main problem, then yeah, you can probably go.
Exactly. If you think America is imperfect, or you think America can do better, that's one thing. If you think that America is fundamentally broken, if you think that Americans are fundamentally racist, if you think that everyone around you is fundamentally evil, get the fuck out. Go somewhere that cares.
Europe or something.
Yeah.
Well, because it's racist to say go back to Africa.
Go to Germany. They'll love you there.
Yeah, or fucking Sweden.
Germany currently taking its diplomatic route through Civilization 6.
What does such a world look like, where we can have the political existence our Constitution promised us, where the state allows us to have full, healthy, productive lives with equal protection of laws? I cannot imagine such an experience coming from the three-headed viper of white supremacy, the Southern strategy, and black capitalism.
Stop.
Look, I'm willing to compromise. We can count them as like 3/5 of a person.
First of all, motherfucker, you should be thankful that you have all the freedoms that you have right now. You know, we as white people are probably the only ethnic group that has ever freed the slaves or any kind of slavery. You know, you should be thankful that you have everything that you have right now. But no, you're too busy bitching and moaning about all this racism and systematic bullshit that presumably exists everywhere where white people exist. And I don't see any black ethno state that is doing really well. Can you give me any example? Because look at South Africa. It was basically started by, well, not really started, but you colonized by whites. It did really well under white control. I'm not going to say apartheid. Fuck that. And then all of a sudden, black people are taking it over. And what happened to it? It went to shit. You know, in those other countries that kicked white people out, they're begging them to come back. Why? Because that's where all the money was coming from. Their farmers knew exactly what the fuck they're doing. These people are destroying black or white farms. They don't know what the fuck to do afterwards. They're like, hey, look what I did. Look what I did. And I was like, now what the fuck do I do?
Luna's right. We need white control.
Fucking ain't right, buddy. You bastard.
But you said they were doing great under white control, so yeah, I'm just going with what you said.
They were. I mean, history will tell you that any kind of state that was, well, not any, but the vast majority of these states that were run by white folks, it prospered. You know, that's not to say that we're the only ones that prospered. You have the Asian folks too. But by and large, look at any kind of place where you have a black ethno state that is doing quote unquote really well. You know, and you're really not going to see it very often. And I'm sorry if this makes me sound racist as fuck, but I'm just going by statistics. This isn't me saying.
I wanted to say, I said white people are inherently superior. Moonshot 2020, and it wouldn't let me post it.
Motherfucker. Oh well. But yeah. Anywho, that's I'm gonna come off of my little soapbox there. But if you disagree with me, fine. But by and large, you're not going to see anything that's going to say otherwise or prove otherwise. You know, so I don't have if you have a problem, then fine. I don't have a problem with you. All I'm just saying is that this is what has been known for a very long time. It's been proven, it's been shown, but they continue to say, oh, we're such a racist country. If we're such a racist country, like we said before, get out. There's the fucking door. Nobody's making you stay. You know, we're not fucking North Korea. We're not going to try to kill you if you leave. If you want out, there you go. Go to Canada. Go wherever the fuck you want. Just get out of here because we don't want to hear it anymore.
And Moon, you were muted through all that.
Somebody hit my kill switch. Oh, shit. I said all again, motherfucker.
This one's almost over.
Yeah.
Even with all the world's wealth, the former would rip off the latter's head before allowing it to blossom. Ice Cube should have realized this before checking the text from whatever Republican operative contacted him. It is on us, the black folks, who will vote Democratic on November 3rd to channel Touré and make sure the party looks beyond capitalism to repair our damages. The end.
Yeah. Capitalism is the worst.
Yep.
Let's get rid of it. Let's go full commie, but only for them. They can do it amongst themselves.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm sure that they can get a lot of support from the black community for like not wanting.
Yes.
All right.
I've already said my piece, so I'm not saying another fucking word.
Silence is violence, so Chuck is very violent now.
Of course. I can't talk and I can't be quiet because both are racist, right?
Yep. All right. Well, that's the last article I had. So, I'm going to chill out my fellow degenerates here. So, Jack Gunsky's got Quippers United on Tuesdays after Lords of the Night.
That's right. This week is couples night. We've got a few different couples coming up. We got, first of all, Moonshock and Sunburst, an old crowd favorite. We have Irate Prostate and Uzi Q. And we have Johnny Bonsacco and Kessa.
Nice.
And we have
And-
me, and we have
Also-
me and Sunburst.
Whoa.
And we
Whoa,
have
whoa.
Terry and Sunburst. And we have Jack Gunsky and Sunburst.
Are you making my wife a whore?
Also,
No. How dare you, sir?
apart from
just-
United, he also has the gay poetry shit. Don't forget that.
That's true.
Swingers
So
United.
check out my channel for the gay poetry shit.
Yeah,
She's only a whore if we pay her. All right. So,
that's right.
and let's see.
Oh, I hate all of you.
I'm
Equally.
I'm sorry, Sunburst, if you're listening to this in the future. All right.
Oh, I will make sure that she does.
All right, and Moonshock is unemployed right now because of the whole COVID thing. So
Yes.
there's a link to his Streamlabs in the chat in the description.
And
And
he's
he,
only
Yeah, listen, guys. Anything that you give will be very much appreciated, but just know that Terry will get about 99% of it because he likes to squander my money.
yes.
Somehow he has access to my donations, so any money that comes to me will be automatically funneled to him.
Dude, how have you not learned this yet? It's because of Sunburst. Sunburst gives him the money. Sunburst is in on it.
Motherfucker, you. Oh.
And don't forget $20 for a nipple pick. Moonshock is more than happy to apply. I'm sure.
I actually would. Or if you wanted, I could do a fucking nipple stream. And I only have one nipple, so that poor little bastard. All you have to do is give money.
and Terry Diamantis can be found anywhere on YouTube, including here, Quippers United, Minions of the Zoo on Delahayes nights.
Yes.
Am I forgetting anything?
Yes, he's also under my bed.
Hey Camel and Johnny Hellcat, if they're streaming, there's a good chance I'll be on with them. It's more Johnny than Camel, but sometimes Camel decides to stream. So if either of those are streaming, I'll probably be on there.
And apparently Willet Ford is doing an art stream tomorrow.
Cool.
Shout out to him.
Cool.
And since
Yeah.
Bullet Force is Johnny Hellcat in glasses,
See,
Yeah.
everything is linked.
yeah.
All right. So, go down the line. Sign offs. Jack.
Good night, people. And remember,
Silence is golden.
Yeah.
Silence is racist.
Remember what?
I don't know.
And he died mid-sentence.
He just goes.
I just wanted to see how long I could perpetuate that awkward silence.
I can just picture him sitting there. And remember, aneurysm. He's just sitting there with his finger pointed up at the sky.
and remember, you know what you did.
All the money, I buried it in the.
In the master bedroom.
And remember, folks, I finally found that information on Hillary Clinton.
All right. Moonshock.
Yeah, that. Remember, supposedly I'm a racist bastard because I'm white. Don't give money to me because it'll go to Terry, and somehow Frosted Glass and my wife will be on the on the couple stream. I'll have to talk to her about that.
Yeah. And Terry.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. A very fuzzy wuzzy goodbye from my master bedroom.
Man, you came up with that like it was a cakewalk.
And all of you in chat are my spirit animals.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Yep. All right. So, Same time, or well, actually, probably Thursday next week. So, bye everybody.
Same corner time, same corner channel.
So
Bye,
long,
everyone.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.